As always, we have a much different market in the city compared to the burbs, compared to Jersey, compared to the shore. In the city, when inventory is this low, we usually have a raging seller's market. However, right now, we don't have that. This is a very unusual market. One of the most unusual, probably the most unusual market I've seen in my 24-year career. We have low inventory in the city and very slow absorption. A slow absorption rate and extremely low inventory, they usually don't go together. That's why this market's so odd. But there are a lot of tips and tricks and different ways to win in this market as a seller and as a buyer. We're going to go through a lot of them, but for this update, I just want to kind of hit some high points. Right now, listings, if you're a seller, you have to be the best property across the board compared to your competition. What that means is, that's a very vague statement. What that means is when a buyer walks into your home, they have to walk in and say to themselves and say to their agent, oh, this one is obviously head and shoulders better for the price compared to the last 15 we've seen. It's so obvious, like get the pen out, let's start writing an offer. That's how they have to feel to choose your property over the competition. And there's just not enough buyers out there right now, and the absorption rate is just so slow that it feels like a really bad market at times, right? It's not a bad market, it's just a normal paced market. So to speed things up and to have your property get absorbed first compared to the competition, that's the way buyers have to feel when they walk in. So that means a combination of price, the home itself, amenities, finishes, workmanship, neighborhood, street, how the light's coming in the windows, just a full combination. What's the most powerful tool we have as sellers to stand out in the crowd? It's obviously price, right? Price is more impactful than the next 9 or 10 sales strategies or marketing strategies combined. Okay, so keep that in mind. Call me, email me. I can go really deep on this topic if you really want to get into it and figure out how to set your property apart, figure out how you're stacking up against the competition. Why have we been on the market 120 days? Just reach out, we'll go deep into it. Price, I've had listings recently that were on the market for 6 months, no offers. I got the price down to where we should have started in month 7 and got multiple bids, okay? It's a weird market. You usually do not get multiple bids in month 7 of your listing. But that's how impactful price is, but just how price sensitive buyers are right now and just how fickle the market is. I'm talking $10,000. You could be $10,000 overpriced and crickets, no offers, limited activity. You get that property down 10 grand, 15 grand into the zone of where it should have started, it could catch fire, and you could have multiple bids over the weekend. That has been happening a lot. I have a handful of properties, more than a handful, that has happened to over these last few months. So please don't lose sight of that. The biggest mistake I'm seeing sellers make, mostly developers, two big mistakes recently that keep happening over and over again. We're selling a development, maybe there's 5 homes in the development, 10, 25 homes, condos, and we're on a roll. We're selling units. We're within our pro forma price range that we want to be. Great momentum. We busted our butt. You busted your butt, seller, to get this momentum going. And then a decision is made to raise prices, and then momentum halts and just crickets. Okay, no offers, showings go down. And now, after that happening, we have to get prices back down to where they were and then work to regain that momentum, which can take months. So that's a very big decision to raise prices in any market. But in this market, it is just a phenomenally large decision, okay? You have to pick the right time, and there may not even be a right time to raise prices. Because if it doesn't work, you can lose 6 months like that. And in this market, as a seller, you can't afford to lose that time. So that is one big mistake and problem that I keep seeing happening over and over again recently. The other problem is just starting too high from the beginning. You start too high at the beginning of the development, at the launch, you are going to set yourself back 100%. So if the project was estimated to sell out in 12 months You start too high, it's gonna be 24 months. That's just how powerful pricing is right now. So please don't make that mistake. If you think you made that mistake, let's talk. If you disagree with me, and let's talk as well. Other than that, interest rates, they're up and down, no significant changes. No other really big news to break other than to say that we're in the middle of spring. Stay the course. I do have a feeling, I don't have a crystal ball, but I do have a good feeling that our spring market, which usually starts to wind down and slow down a little bit at Memorial Day weekend, I feel like we're gonna ride it a little further along because there's not a lot of inventory and because there's some pent-up demand here. I think a lot more people want to buy than are actually buying. And you can attribute that to a lot of things: interest rates, uneasiness about the economy, uneasiness about the job market, headlines, Uncle Bob, Uncle Betty in their ear telling him it's not a good time to buy. Transactions dropped off a cliff since 2022. So I know there's a lot of people out there that want to buy, and that gives me hope that this spring market runs for a few more months.